Hello everybody, welcome to another lesson of Ielts. In this lesson we're going to focus on complex sentence structures, and the first question might be why do we need to learn to make complex sentence structures for Ielts? Then complex sentences are important for Ielts because they demonstrate a higher level of language proficiency and can be used to express more complex ideas and relationships between ideas. And what are complex sentences? That's another question that we should know before we start to learn how to make these sentences. Complex sentences are sentences that contain one independent clause, usually a complete sentence, and one or more dependent clause, which are incomplete sentences. Dependent clauses are introduced by subordinating conjunctions such as because, although, and, or if. Now, we're going to provide some examples to show how these sentences are made. For example, number 1. Although it was raining, I decided to go for a walk. Although it was raining, I decided to go for a walk. You see that this sentence has got two parts. Although it was raining, which is an incomplete sentence, plus a complete sentence which is coming after that. I decided to go for a walk. Another one, because he studied hard, he passed the exam. Because he studied hard, he passed the exam. Or another example, if I had more time, I would travel more often. So you see that in conditional sentence is a kind of complex sentence because we use an independent clause, which is if I had more time, and one complete sentence, I would travel more often. Another example is, when I finish my degree, I plan to travel the world. When I finish my degree, I plan to travel the world. The next one is, despite the fact that she was tired, she continued working. Despite the fact that she was tired, she continued working. And number 6 is, as soon as he arrived, he started working. As soon as he arrived, he started working. As soon as is the first part, the sentence which is coming with as soon as is an independent clause, and after that we've got a complete sentence, he started working. Then another example is, since he left early, he missed the traffic. Since he left early, he missed the traffic. Or, while I was cooking dinner, the phone rang. While I was cooking dinner, the phone rang. The next one, another example, is whenever she sees a dog, she gets excited. Whenever she sees a dog, she gets excited. Then another example is, provided that he finishes his work, he can go to the park. You see that there are different tools which we can use to make complex sentences. And these examples that I provided for you are just very simple examples so that you can understand as a base for constructing more complicated sentences. So now we're going to have some exercise to practice a bit more. For example, we've got two simple sentences, and we're going to use one word to make a logical connection between the ideas and make a complex sentence. He studied hard, he passed the exam. So you might feel the word which can be logical to connect these two sentences is because. Because he studied hard, he passed the exam. So any other words like which has got a meaning of because, or can be used for reason, or like, for example, since can be replaced with because. He Since he studied hard, he passed the exam. Another example, this is an exercise for you to do. She was tired, she continued working. Then you can see that there is kind of contrast, or there are two opposite ideas here. So for opposite ideas, we can use something like despite the fact that we had in the examples. Despite the fact that she was tired, she continued working. Despite the fact that she was tired, she continued working. And another exercise for you to do is, he didn't pass the exam, he didn't study hard enough. Then again, you might think of different connecting words to make a complex sentence here, but the one that I've selected is if. If he had studied hard enough, he would have passed the exam. This is conditional sentence type 3. If he had studied hard enough, had studied, he would have passed the exam. He would have passed the exam. So you can refer to grammar books or just Google some more exercises and practice more. And when you're reading Ielts texts and passages, you can search for the complex sentences, or so that you can understand these structures and be able to make more complicated complex sentences. Thank you for the time.